What's up, guys? Welcome back to the DUBS podcast, episode number 4. Today we have another top 10 list for you guys. We're not going to become the next top 10 YouTube channel, but we like what we put out last time, so we're going to do it again. Today we have the 4 regulars, and first, before we start with our top 10 lists, we are going to talk about Dak Prescott. He got major news. 5 years, $175 million, which would make him the highest paid quarterback in the league. But he said no, he doesn't want that. He wants upwards of $45 million per year. That is absurd to me. But yes. Yeah. Why doesn't he want to become the highest paid QB in the league, guys?
Okay, first of all, I don't know what drug he's on right now for not taking that contract. I mean, the dude has won. How many playoff games has he won? I think he's only won one playoff game.
His first year was good. He went like 12-4 or something like that. But yeah.
Dude, because the team constructed around him is elite. They have an elite offensive line. You got an elite running back in Zeke. They traded for Amari Cooper. He couldn't even take him to the playoffs last year against an injured Carson Wentz and like just scrubs for Philly's wide receivers. Like he lost to that. He lost to Carson Wentz throwing to a bunch of third-string wide receivers.
His first year, he went 13-3. His second year went 9-7, then 10-6, and they finished 8-8 last year.
It's an ego thing, really. I think he's very mad that who is that went to the Cowboys? Was it Andy Dalton?
Andy Dalton signed, yeah.
It's an ego thing, like we said when Andy Dalton signed. Jesus was like, to show that now Dak has to produce. Yeah. It's an ego thing for him. He just I don't know why he's not taking that deal. I think he's out of his mind. It's stupid. Yeah. The Cowboys are like the Yankees of the NFL. Like they have boatloads of money. Jerry Jones just wants to throw all this money his way, and he's saying no. It's just a stupid decision off his part.
Yeah. If he won't even accept $35 million, and Matt, like, the only quarterbacks I see that are worth $35 a season are Pat Mahomes, Russell Wilson, and honestly, that
Drew
might
Brees,
be it.
maybe
Drew Brees,
because he's kind of older.
They're past their primes, but
Dak Prescott isn't even worth $35 a year, let alone 45 a year. Like that is like insane. Like football, you play 16 games a year. You shouldn't be getting $45 million a year. It's understandable in basketball, in baseball, in hockey. You
play
longer
seasons,
way longer, especially baseball. You're playing 162 games. Mike Trout deserves to get his $430 million contract in total. Yeah, he deserves every penny of that. And I know you can't really compare Mike Trout and Prescott because Mike Trout's the best in the league. Dak Prescott's He's
in the middle tier. He's in the middle tier.
Getting that money, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, in three playoff games, he's 1-2. He lost to Green Bay.
That was on a walk-off.
He lost to the Rams too.
He lost to the Rams last year, 30-22. The only game he won was against Seattle. That's 24-22. And I'm looking at the stats right now. I mean, nothing really off the charts except for the Green Bay game where he was 24 for 38, 302 yards. But in 2018, where he went 1-1 the playoffs to the Rams, he only went 22 for 33 against Seattle for 226 yards and 20 for 32 and 266 yards. Those numbers to me don't jump out as they're good, they're solid, but for a playoff team, especially in I want to say pass heavy NFL league, that's not, astounding numbers.
Yeah, so I'm also looking at the stats. He had a decent season, threw for 30 touchdowns, had 11 interceptions. That's not too bad. And then like 4,900 yards. Like that's a good season, but not $45 million a year worth season. Like you have to have a Patrick Mahomes type season.
Yeah. Break
and
records.
You have to do that every year. Like, okay, Dak Prescott was legit in college. I remember he took Mississippi State from unranked to the best ranked, the number 1 team in the nation in 4 weeks. Like that's like insane. That's unbelievable to me, but it did happen. And then he, like Brandon said, 13-3 his first year. So it was looking good, but he just hasn't been that consistent self. The Cowboys are just a losing team. They can't win games that they need to.
The only thing I do give him credit for is his leadership skills. That I respect him for that. He really turned around the Cowboys franchise, but I don't think that is sufficient enough to help make it easier to understand you're paying your quarterback $35 million a year. No, absolutely not. When Jared Goff got his four-year, $110 million extension, I was freaking out too. I don't think Jared Goff is close to worth. His AAV is $28 million. I don't think he's worth that either. It's just, I don't know. It's also the trend towards what the NFL is going towards. Paying the quarterback is the one who makes top dollar, and the Cowboys being the glamour franchise of the NFL, of course.
America's team.
Yeah, America's team. I feel like he's using that to advantage. Like, hey, I can get paid more, but this is not going to end well for Dak. He got shot down by every big news media.
Another thing I'd like to bring up too. If you want to become a player for the fans, you take that contract 100%.
Yeah.
Because
you don't argue it.
You don't argue that. Right, you want like Dak Prescott has a chance here. He could have had a chance to become like the franchise player, sort of say. Like I don't know what he's on, man.
He's not thinking like a football player. Like, yeah. I mean, Jesus said like Mahomes and Wilson might be worth that, but I don't think they are, because I don't think a football player can be worth $45 million a year when they're playing 16 games at most. They are moving 17 games, I'm pretty sure. But still, one more game 17 games shouldn't be $45 million a year. That's more than $2 million per game, and it's guaranteed money. That's why football players don't get paid that much, is because they don't play as many games, but also they're so injury prone that they don't want to be on the hook for that money. He's just being stupid right now.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we let it all out, let all our rage out. So we're going to go on to our top 10 lists of the week. This week, we're doing current NBA and current MLB. Now, we're going to start with NBA this time because last time we did MLB first, so why not? Let's do NBA. Hey, Jesus, what is your list?
All right, so I decided so my list is like active players, so I still decided to add injured players this season like KD and Steph. But number one overall, I think it's pretty much going to be undisputable. If not after this season, the performance he put, but next season, Giannis Antetokounmpo is just flat out special. He won the MVP last year. He was the front runner, in my opinion, for this season. Like, he's so valuable to the Milwaukee Bucks. You take him out of Milwaukee, and that team is borderline, like maybe 8th seed or maybe even a lottery team. At number 2, we got LeBron James. The turnaround he's put for the Lakers, obviously with help of Anthony Davis, but he's the things he's doing at the age of 35 is just insane. He's aging like fine wine. Like, this guy, the way he's played this season, like it's shown like, hey, he's still got maybe another four good years left under his belt. And then at number 3, I got Kevin Durant. Even though he hasn't played a single game this season, he's a 7-footer who can shoot, and he has handles. Like, that's unguardable. He's the definition of an unguardable NBA player. Honestly, if I knew he was going to be who he was before his Achilles injury, I'd put him ahead of LeBron, but we don't know yet. And at number 4, I got Steph, because Steph is just flat out. He's a leader. He's the definition of a leader. He's the face of the Warriors. He's just a really talented point guard, and I just believe he's one of the greatest to ever do it. At number 5, I got Kawhi Leonard, just mostly because of what he did last year for the Raptors. Honestly, if it wasn't for that, he'd be at the lower end or not even top 10 for me, in my opinion. At number 6, I got James Harden. He's just a flat-out scorer. For the Rockets, he can shoot. He's a master at drawing fouls. He's just special. And honestly, he had reasons to be mad for not winning MVP last year. He put up a phenomenal season, but Giannis just beat him to it. At number 7, I got Damian Lillard. He's one of the most underrated players in the NBA. He finally got his stardom last year in the playoffs after taking out the Thunder with that shot, that ridiculous shot. And then I just think he's just a leader in Portland, and he's a flat out special player. Before his injury this season, he was turning around the Blazers. They got off to such a start. He was turning them around, but then he got hurt again. So who knows there? But yeah, Damian Lillard is number 7. At number 8, I got AD. He's special. He's one of the best big men in our game right now. He fit perfectly with LeBron. LeBron's treated him really well, and I think AD is a top 10 player in the NBA. At number 9, I got my boy Russell Westbrook. He's one of my favorite players. The reason I don't have him any higher is because now he plays number 2 to James Harden. But honestly, this season I see Russ. He has been carrying the Rockets more than James Harden. He's been picking up the slack. I don't understand all the haters, the Russell Westbrook haters, but he's a top 10 player in the NBA. And at number 10, I made a change. I got Luka Doncic. I mean, this kid is gonna be a walking triple-double. How old is he? He's only like 21, huh?
21.
Yeah, he's only 21, and he was right. It's easier to score in the NBA than it is in Europe. I mean, the Mavericks are just a team you cannot hate. Like, they got him, they got Kristaps. Like, that team is up and European. Yeah, and Boban, like, dude. Yeah, Luka's shown to be a leader. Like, this dude, he's fit well with Kristaps. He's made him feel included. Like, I'm just really happy for the Mavericks. And now on to Steven.
Okay, so
from 10 to 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for the next one. It doesn't matter about Jesus.
Okay. So at number 10, I agreed with Jesus. I had mine longer than he did. He made his change, but I kept Luka. I mean, this guy, ever since he's been in the league, though I wanted Trae Young, I felt like Trae Young was snubbed from Rookie of the Year, but like he played so well, like they should have been like co-Rookie of the Year. But Luka is just been a stud. No one seems to be able to make an adjustment to him. I mean, I thought he might have a sophomore slump this year just because people might, figure out his kind of offense, his step back. But you look at this guy, he's not an athletic, fast guy like LeBron James or Giannis. Like, yeah, he's just
skill.
It's just pure skill from him. Okay, number 9, I have Russell Westbrook. Like Jesus said, he might be higher, but right now being on the Rockets, you don't hear too much about him because James Harden's like the face of that team. But I think even if he doesn't win a finals for the rest of his career, Russell Westbrook should easily be a Hall of Famer. He averaged a triple-double in consecutive seasons. He was close to it this year, but the season ended due to the disease. But Russell Westbrook is like the type of player you want to like play through. Like, this guy makes clutch shots too. He's not a 3-point shooter, but he'll make those 3-point shots when needed. And then number 8, Jesus called Luka a walking triple-double. I got my big man, Nikola Jokic. That guy, I mean, I made a TikTok on it. Like,
you mean the fat man?
I made a TikTok on it like 3 months ago. I said Nikola Jokic will be the next to average a triple-double. I think he will. Like, you look at this guy, you don't think he should get anywhere near a basketball court. He is slow. I mean, he has height, but he can't jump. But he just produces, and I don't know why. He turned, like Jesus said about AD with the Lakers, and LeBron turning the Lakers around. Jokic turned the Nuggets around to a
by himself
top 4, top 3 team in the Western Conference. I mean, I gotta give credit to Jamal Murray; he's been good too. But Nikola Jokic, Nuggets. Whenever I play 2K, Nuggets are my favorite team to use because Nikola Jokic is one of my favorite players. Walking triple-double. Number 7, I got Steph Curry. The only reason I don't have him higher, I think he should be higher, but I put him at 7 because I think he only plays his best when he has a superstar team. he's a legit player, and he'll be a Hall of Famer easily. But I just don't think he's not like LeBron, who is just consistent whatever team he's got. I think Curry needs a dynasty like he had to, win 2 consecutive MVPs,
to thrive.
Yeah. Number 6, I got James Harden. Not much to say here. He just is one of the best shot creators, drawing fouls. Everyone's scared, to guard him because of foul trouble and stuff. Number 5, this is a surprise, I bet, to many. I have Damian Lillard up at 5. I think the reason he, like Jesus said, is underrated is just because his team. I mean, you got CJ McCollum, and they're like one of the best backcourts in the NBA. But I think Damian Lillard, when he's the one guy I would want to take the last shot of the game. I think he's the best at that. Like Jesus said, with the buzzer beater against the Thunder last year. Number 4, I got Kevin Durant. I think he'll go down as the greatest shot creator, scorer of all time, probably. I mean, yeah, he had the Achilles injury, but even before he went to the Warriors, he was just a stud. And I mean, you can't really dispute him not being in the top 5. However, I did put Anthony Davis ahead of him because I think Anthony Davis
show my boy some love.
I think Anthony Davis is the best big man in the league. He like LeBron, he doesn't need a good team to be good. On the Pelicans, I would assume he won Defensive Player of the Year. I don't keep up with awards that much, but he's just a stud. He's one that revolutionized the big man being a stretch big. He can shoot from 3, even though he doesn't always. He gets every rebound that's up a 50-50 rebound. And then number 2, I got LeBron. He gets better with age, like a fine wine, like Jesus said. And I didn't put him at 1 because I think Giannis, who's my number 1, is just, I don't know. Giannis is unguardable. I don't care what James Harden says. Oh, if you're 7 feet, with that,
all you can do is dunk.
Yeah, who cares? Giannis tried shooting more threes this year, and it didn't go it wasn't that successful. I don't care. He's the best player in the NBA, and it's not even close. He was gonna win his 2nd consecutive MVP this year. I mean, LeBron had one of his best years ever. Doesn't matter. Giannis had a better year. Though his defense of his Twitter account and social medias wasn't that good, as he did get hacked. He did get hacked, but it doesn't matter. He's just a great guy too. He has a great personality. He off the court, he's a super nice guy. On the court, he's one of the most competitive men. And when you see him, I know I've seen those memes. When you see this face from LeBron, his competitive face, you're in for a lot.
It's over.
It's the same with Giannis. when Giannis has it on, no one can stop him. He's a walking double-double, a walking 30 and 15 guy. I don't know. This guy is man amongst boys right now. So, yeah. Brandon, your top 10.
Okay, I'll go from 10 to 1 as well because, I feel like going from 10 to 1. Number 10, I put James Harden number 10, and here's my reason
love.
Why. Ooh. I will be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of James Harden. I don't hate him, but he's a good guy. He's proven he can shoot. Taking charge of the Rockets' offense and being a huge offensive threat. The reason why he's number 10 for me is his lack of defense. When I think of players who are in the top 10, they can play defense. They gotta be the full package. This guy has shown to me that he does not play good defense, but I still have to give him great credit for being a huge offensive threat for the Rockets, and he's helped that team a lot. But I'd put number 9, Russell Westbrook, ahead of him because Westbrook has a more complete package. To me, Westbrook is one of the most elite point guards. I don't want to compare him to LeBron, but he can create options for his teammates, and I think he's more willing to pass the ball than Harden is. And Westbrook embraces his role and just gets the gritty work done. Number 8, I have Paul George, which no one else has on there. And I know Paul George gets a lot of hate, but here's the reason why I put him there. You can't discredit his defense. He is the 4-time made the 4-time all defensive first team, and on the Clippers, he's proven that he can score when he needs to. I know people say he's not clutch, but I look at more consistency than coming up with clutch. And to me, Paul George deserves to be in the top 10 list. Number 7, I have Damian Lillard. like everyone said, I think he's one of the most underrated players in the league, and he really proved himself the past 2 years. I remember him most for hitting that shot against the Bulls back in 20.
Oh, yeah. I
think it's 2016. Yeah, where he sent them to who they won their first ever series. Like, you can't make this stuff up. Like, that's I
love
like
Mike 0.8 seconds to get it off too. It was like less than a second. Like I remember the announcer was surprised.
Lillard for the win.
Yeah. Mike Tirico, I think, was on the call, and that was one of the best calls. Like, I still get chills when I watch it. This guy knows he's good, and I think he deserves all the credit in the world, and he deserves to be on this list. Number 6, I have Kawhi Leonard, and this guy is the full package. He can play defense, he can score. His mid-range is unbeatable. And I know people say that the mid-range shot is the least efficient shot, but if you can still make it, it's still 2 points. He's proven to elevate the game of the Clippers, and he embraces team ball. That's something that I consider that's really important in the game. And the combination of him and George, I think, is going to mesh well. They just need time. And he transformed that Raptors team and was the integral part of their playoff run. So no one can discredit him for that. Number 5, I have Anthony Davis. My top 5 is really close, to be honest. Like, this was hard to put one on top of the other, but I have Anthony Davis at number 5. This guy is a beast to the post. Him and LeBron are such a deadly combo for the Lakers. Just having so much muscle and having so much length down low is so hard to defend. And he can prove he can shoot too. And I know that the NBA is slowly evolving to a game where big men have to be able to shoot, but still in that transition phase, and him being able to do that is such a threat. But number 4, Kevin Durant has to go ahead of Anthony Davis just because this man is way more athletic than Anthony Davis, in my opinion. He's so lanky, and his shot form is so high, it's almost impossible to defend. He's proven that he can come up clutch with the Thunder and with the Warriors. I was sad when he got hurt because I felt like he could have been a huge force for the Nets. But I do agree with Jesus where I had to put him lower because we just didn't know what he was going to bring this year. But I'm sure it would have been great.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Stephen Curry on my list. He, like I said last week, he revolutionized the game. When you think of someone in the modern game who is a pure 3-point shooter, I would have to believe that the first thought is Stephen Curry. And that's just a testament of how much he has changed the game. I actually disagree with the comment that he needs a dynasty because we haven't really seen him have the opportunity to prove himself. Like he has it because of his injury this year. He wasn't able to prove himself, but I have the confidence and faith in him that he despite a lackluster Warriors team this year, I still think that had he played, the Warriors wouldn't have been as bad as they were. Number 2 and number 1, I know it's going to cause some controversy because of what I ranked LeBron last week, but I have Giannis at number 2. And everything that needs to be said about Giannis has been said. This man is an absolute freak. If I were in the NBA, I would be scared to face this guy. His wingspan is ridiculous, and his ability to score in the paint surpasses everybody on this list. There's really not much more to say other than what has been said, to be honest. But number 1, I have LeBron James, and here's why. And I know that I had LeBron on number 4 last week, but the reason why...
The LeBron hater.
Yeah.
You put him at number 1.
But last week, I did not discredit him for all of the achievements he's done. I just still think that...
So why do you think he's the best in the league?
Here's why he's number 1. I credit the team ball aspect. This guy... I know I'm the hypocrite, okay? But in today's game, where team ball is slowly fading away and away, LeBron's ability to make his teammates better is humongous. If your team plays solid, like the Clippers do, that will beat a superstar team any day. And LeBron helps facilitate that for the Lakers. And that, to me, is very important in today's game.
Shelly.
All right. I am the only one here that doesn't actively watch basketball, but I put together my top 10 list. So number 10, I love his name. His name is so nice. Luka.
This is why you're picking your players?
No. He's a good
Oh, then I
player.
put Boban Marjanovic as number 1 then if that's what we're ranking.
I think Luka Doncic is a great player. Again, walking triple-double in the coming years. That's what he's going to be doing. Russell Westbrook, I just noticed this. Everyone put Russell Westbrook at 9.
Oh, that's cool.
So I put Russell Westbrook at 9. So that's kind of cool. Steph is number 8. I'm going to get hate for this. I don't watch much basketball, but I'm going to be honest. In the last year, I don't think Steph Curry is top 5. Okay. But I still think he's top 10. I still think he's one of the better players in history. I'm going to get so much hate for this dude. I don't know anything. Number 7, we got James Harden. I like his beard. Number 6, Damian Lillard. I had him on my fantasy team and he popped off. And I didn't know how to say his name at first. I called him Lilliard.
I remember this.
Number 5, Kawhi Leonard. Watching the NBA Finals, watching just the playoffs, that was sick what he put together. That was great. I loved it. The claw. Number 4, I got AD, Anthony Davis.
Hey, he's got the brow like you.
Got the brow like me. Number 3, we got KD, not AD. KD. I don't know how I want to argue this because I've always liked him. I don't know why. I've always liked him. When he played through his injuries and stuff, he's such a strong player. I love that. Number 2, LeBron James. LeBron James, just like Brandon said, great team ball guy. Great. He picks up a team. No matter how bad they are, he picks them up.
That's true.
Number 1, I got Giannis Antetokounmpo. He
do it like Flight calls him a kunkpo.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh my god!
I think he plays insane. He's great. Whether he's Greek or not, he's a great basketball player, and
He is Greek. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know whether he's Greek or not.
He's not called the Greek freak for no reason.
I saw an ESPN headline that said whether he's the Greek freak or not, Giannis loves it or something.
Okay, but he's Greek.
Okay, but he is Greek.
Okay,
there's
fine,
no
whatever.
doubt
He's
about
Greek.
that.
Giannis Antetokounmpo is Greek. But yeah, that's my list. Debate whatever.
All right. So are we gonna do debate each? I just want to point out some stuff I saw. It's not from everyone. Honestly, everyone's is pretty.
I'm okay with
pretty
it.
similar. I'm just not okay with Steven not putting Kawhi Leonard in his top 10. That's a problem.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll explain that because I knew. At least I know Shelly doesn't watch it, so I knew he wouldn't really care about that. I knew
Kawhi Leonard.
I knew Brandon Jesus would have a problem.
I'm a Kawhi hater, and he's a top 5 player.
And I'm a Clipper fan, but I still don't think he's a top 10 for 2 reasons.
You didn't even put Paul George or Kawhi Leonard.
Okay,
in
well,
your
Paul
list,
George is acceptable. Paul George is acceptable. Okay, here's why.
I'll take Paul George. I won't take Kawhi Leonard.
Number one. I've said this. I told Jesus yesterday, Kawhi's only good in the playoffs, okay? Yes, he had an amazing playoff run last year, and without even if KD didn't get hurt last year, the Raptors still would have beat the Warriors. They were just that hot, and we the North. I think they would, okay? So he's had great playoff runs. He was great in the playoffs with the Spurs, but he hasn't won an MVP, and that is because he doesn't play enough games so he's not reliable in the regular season. Load management, okay? He's not a top 10 player because he doesn't play like the top 10 players I do. These top 10 players are grinders. LeBron at 35, 36 plays 45 minutes a game. Russell Westbrook 40 plus minutes a game. James Harden 40 plus minutes a game. Not only does he not play 35, 40 plus minutes a game, he plays 65, 70% of the games in in a season. He's just not reliable. That's why I don't think he's a top 10 player. Skill-wise, I think he is, but like in the way I did it
mentality
with this group, yeah. He's just worried about his health. Like LeBron, yes, he has that amazing diet and whatever, the super secret diet that keeps him in tip-top shape, but LeBron will still play every game like it's a game 7. A regular season game like it's a game 7. He's a winner. Kawhi doesn't have that mentality.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you there, but he's still a top 5 NBA talent.
He's not. I don't know about top 5. I don't know about that.
The top 10 minimum. He should be on this list somehow.
Well, yes, but I don't think he plays like a top 10 player, like a season as a top 10 player.
Well, obviously regular season, then yeah, but I don't know. I mean, it's because he's as good offensively as he's also really
he's a great defender too.
A great defender.
He won Defensive Player of the Year like 3 years ago.
6 times. Well, he's on the defensive all team 6 times.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have mixed feelings on I see where Steven's coming from. For me personally, I have mixed feelings on the
load management
thing. On one hand, yes, I do think professional athletes or people with a winning mentality should play every single game like a game 7. On the other hand, you have to give him credit for looking out for his longevity. You know, guys who play burn out because they aren't wary of their body. And I think, I'm not saying it's a good or bad thing. I just have mixed feelings on this. I give him credit for looking out for his health because at the end of the day, that's what everyone should be looking out for. But I see where Steven's coming from. We're saying the winner mentality is something that, should probably be taken into more account. So
I don't think he should be paid top dollar if he's not willing to play 75, 80 games a year.
But the thing too that he proves that he's worth the money though. So
yeah, okay, but that's if you get into the playoffs because that's when he'll turn it on. Like I wouldn't want him on my team. I love that he's on the Clippers because they did well. But I remember when we had our fantasy league. I don't know who had Kawhi, but everyone wanted to trade him because he wouldn't play every game. If you have. Say
he's a liability.
You have 5 games in 2 weeks or 6 games in 2 weeks or something. He'll play 4 of those games in the beginning of the season. I don't know.
That's a problem.
I think he has, because how good he is, he has so much influence and control over the management of the team over last year with Nick Nurse and this year with Doc Rivers that because I don't really remember if he had the load management problem when he was on the Spurs, but this year on the Clippers and last year on the Raptors, he got a ton of hate for it. And I don't think all of it he deserves, but I think, like I said, he shouldn't be getting, I don't know what his contract is. I really don't know, but I would assume he's getting paid within he has this top 10 highest contract annually for the league. I don't think he deserves that if he's not willing to play as many games as people like LeBron and Westbrook do.
I'd rather argue that it's not a fact that he is willing to. I would rather, or I've got to believe that there's a reason why he does load management, and it's something that he doesn't want to disclose. To me, any top athlete wants to play every single game. I don't think there's a reason why people load management unless there's a deep-rooted cause or a real reason for concern for load management. And I think I would more likely believe that is the case, and that's something that's private to Kawhi Leonard than him not actually want to play every single game.
I see where you're coming from. That's kind of true. When Anthony Davis, when the Pelicans wouldn't play him, we kind of knew they didn't want him to get hurt because they knew they would get a bunch of players like they did from the Lakers. They got half their team.
But that's a different situation.
But we knew the problem. And yes, we don't know the problem with Kawhi, but now because we don't know, that's why we argue why isn't he playing,
true.
90% of the games in the season. Yes, you could take a game off. But
also
LeBron doesn't take these games off unless it's a clinched playoffs or something.
Yeah, you've already clinched the playoff. I was about to say that after to rest towards the playoffs, or let's say I mean back-to-backs are understandable, but at the same time if you don't have any health issues or or problems, you shouldn't be playing those games. And that's gonna be something that comes up with the new TV deals. I remember it being a huge problem. Like it was the Clippers versus the Bucks, and Kawhi wasn't gonna play because it was a back-to-back. Like that's a huge problem for the NBA, and Kawhi's causing this problem. Like it's not like every star is doing this. It's just Kawhi. So they're gonna have to sit down and sort something out because it's a problem.
Look at baseball and specifically for the Angels because we're Angel fans. You know, you go to a game and find out Mike Trout or Shohei Ohtani's not playing. It makes the game so much less exciting.
Yeah, it literally ruins the vibe.
You know, that's like 70% of the fans that are there are for those are going to see those players. It's just not an exciting game to watch. And I see what you mean. You know, that I mean.
No one wants to see Max Stassi behind the dish.
Dude, I go to an Angel game and I was starting lineup. Dude, I'm leaving. I'm out.
Glad we got Jason Castro. Okay, I actually did have one problem. I like Shelly's list, you know, and Brandon's list. I actually did have one problem with Jesus that I didn't mention. We all had Anthony Davis in the top 5, and he's your number 8. You're a Laker fan.
Gosh.
I would assume there would be bias there. Why do you keep him out of the top 5? How can you keep him out of the top 5?
You're a Laker fan.
I don't know. I thought it was just like value towards the team. That's what I put it as. I mean, LeBron's the alpha on the Lakers, but I know AD still is like still super important. Like without AD, LeBron's Lakers are not as good. But I just personally value guard play over forwards. Like I mean, and that's just how the NBA has shifted. Yeah. The game is now. But yeah, I would consider putting him over Harden now or Lillard. But yeah, I just value guard play like highly because all these guards like they're so valuable to their team. Without them, like without the Blazers, without Lillard are garbage. Like they're absolutely trash. Like I mean, all these guards are super valuable. That's just how I viewed it.
I still think Anthony Davis has tremendous value to whatever team he is with. Because, like, I remember, you know, an episode or two ago, we were talking about LeBron bringing a Cavs team without Kyrie and Kevin Love to the finals. I still think Anthony Davis has that type of value to a team. Remember, he brought, like, the Pelicans. I mean, yeah, they were an 8 seed, but he brought that. He was like the star in that team, and everyone else was just complete garbage. That was before they had DeMarcus Cousins. You know, their next best player was like Tyreek Evans, Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday.
That team had no business being in the playoffs, and he took that team because
he swept the Blazers.
You could still run it. You could still run an offense through a big man. I still think, he can't run an offense like Jokic. You can't run an offense like Jokic can, but I still think he has a ton of value to this game.
All right. Well,
all right, and then
our NBA list.
Last issue I got is I'm sorry, but Paul George does not belong in the top 10. And that's after watching him. He had a really good season last year. He was top 3 MVP voting, but he has fell off a cliff. I know he started with an injury, but he was not able to ever get back into rhythm. Like this dude, like he's borderline. He's top 20 barely now. There's so many just better players now. I mean, I do get it. He's high defensive. He's a high IQ player, but he was just. I don't think he's put up the numbers that the Clippers have expected him to put up this season, and the player he's been expected to be throughout the league. What do you guys think?
I just value his defensive. I think people underrate defense so badly in today's game. I consider his defense elite, and I think that elevates his game over most people in your top 20. That to me, defense is a huge importance to me in today's game. So yeah.
All right.
But I do agree, Jesus, that his numbers weren't where a lot of us expected it to be.
I still think that's just because of the injury. And
I agree. I think just a little bit more time.
The Clippers were such like a like the complete team or whatever. They use their bench so much that That's that's why I don't think
his job.
Kawhi, I don't think will ever win an MVP. Not just because of load management, but if he's on the Clippers for a long time, like they don't play enough minutes, and that's not like bad because their bench was averaging like 40, 50 points a game,
like upwards of 55. Or 60.
Yeah. All right.
I think I want to say they're pushing 60.
All right. Well, that is it for our NBA list. Now onto the MLB list.
Let's go 10 to 1 again. 10 to 1.
Yeah, let's go 10 to 1.
10 to 1. I'll go a little faster.
All right.
I will
starting at number 10, I got Tony Two Bags, Anthony Rendon, newest Angel. I'm excited to see him in Anaheim. I think he makes this list just because of his important factor, which is consistency. The dude's flat out consistent. He can hit for average. He can hit for power. He drives in players. Like this dude he's one of the best third basemen in the game. Number 9, I got another excellent third baseman. I got Nolan Arenado. He's a wonderful player. I still think he's underrated because people, the Coors effect. This dude, he can still hit. The Coors does nothing. I believe he's still a magnificent player, and he's the heart and soul of the Rockies. Hopefully, I want to see him traded to a contender. Hopefully. At number 8, I got Alex Bregman. I mean, this can vary if the trash cans don't work for him this year, but I put him at number 8 because last year he had a phenomenal season. He had a WAR of 9. He's
second highest in the league.
Yeah, he's definitely the best Astro on that team, in my opinion, and he's just barely entering his prime. I don't care. Trash cans or not, this dude is still going to hit. Number 7, I got Garrett Cole. I got him under another pitcher because I believe I find Garrett Cole a little slightly overrated, but he's still special. He won, 25 consecutive starts. He didn't lose from May till the World Series.
Well, it was it was like decisions he got, not like starts.
Yeah.
If there was a decision, a winner loss, I think.
Yeah, he went consecutive decisions won. He could paint 100 on the corner. He has a disgusting slider. He's just special. But the only reason I put him lower is because in New York, he's gonna get rocked off a little harder. The AL East is a tougher division to pitch in. And at number 6, which I don't think anyone else had on their list, I got Francisco Lindor. He's just so super valuable. I don't know why you guys are all hating on Frankie Lindor. He's a switch hitting shortstop. He's the best shortstop in the game. No cap.
Oh,
wow.
No.
I agree with that.
I don't know.
I put Simmons above him.
Whoa, no way.
Dude, no.
Frankie Lindor still has elite defense. A lot of people.
Yeah. He still has elite defense, and he's a switch hitting shortstop who can hit for 30 plus home runs. This dude is he's gonna easily get $300 million free agency. Easily. There's gonna be a bidding war for this guy. He's gonna be the first position player since Harper Machado was kind of not serious bidding war. He's gonna be the first position player in a while to have a legit full of suitors. This dude, he's a leader. I love Francisco Lindor. I'm a big Lindor guy.
He's the face of Cleveland.
Yeah,
Cleveland. But all of the sports in Cleveland, Francisco Lindor is the face of sports in Cleveland. For
Mr.
Sure.
Smile, man. Mr. Smile. And number 5, I got Jacob deGrom. He's disgusting. I love me some Jacob deGrom. He's had 3 consecutive special seasons. And the reason I put him high is because he started pitching at the age of 24. This dude is still in his prime. He's gonna put up some special numbers, and the Mets are trending up, which I'm so happy to see. I love Jacob deGrom. I choose him over Garrett Cole 100 times out of 100 times, and number 4, I got Mookie Betts. He had a down year last year in his terms, after in 2018 putting up a special number, ridiculous. He won everything. He won World Series. He won MVP. He won a Silver Slugger. Mookie's he's a talent. He's good at everything. This dude can bowl strikes. He's just super good.
He's a very good bowler
at everything. Yeah.
We want to go to that. I can cover you.
Yeah, at number 3, I got his outfield partner, Cody Bellinger. Like, this dude is trending. His superstar potential. I think he's him, Juan Soto, and Acuna are the next closest thing to Mike Trout in the future. Bellinger already has an MVP under his name. The only thing I have a knock on him is his postseason performance, but I mean, he'll eventually get there. He's only 23.
Yeah, look at Mike Trout. His first postseason,
yeah,
he went 1 for 12.
Well, granted, the Angels have not made the postseasons much.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I mean, the one thing I do give him, Bellinger's clutch in the NLCS. I remember that really long, like 18-inning game or like 17-inning game against the Brewers. He got the single, and in Game 7 he hit the home run to put him ahead. Like, he's clutch, and I do give him that. And in the outfield, he's also just a defensive beast. Number 2, the only reason I have Christian Yelich up before Bellinger is because, like, Yelich has been on a tear. Like, honestly, if Yelich didn't get hurt last season, I would have voted for him as the MVP. Like, this dude is so super valuable to the Brewers. Like, he flat out carries that team, and he provides that energy and that spark for the Brewers. And at number 1, there's no debate. Mike Trout. Nothing needs to be said. Just keep on going.
Okay, I'll go with mine. So for number 10, I had Nolan Arenado. There's like a little maybe Coors Field, stat boost, but I think that's purely for home runs. This man still hits for average. He'll get a 290, 300 average like almost every year. But he's all, Coors Field doesn't, help defense, and his defense is stellar. He and Matt Chapman are just like, and they went to the same high school too.
Toro, baby.
Yeah, their defense is just elite. One of them, I think Arenado, won like the platinum glove or something like that, or Chapman did. I don't really know, but his offense is legit, a complete player. He's one of my like top 5 favorite players in the league. Number 9, I have Garrett Cole. I put him pretty low, and that's because, like Jesus said, offense in the AL West isn't that good, and the good parts of the AL West are the Astros. The Angels have a good offense, but we're hurt all year, so like it doesn't matter. The A's, I don't care what people say, their offense is horrible. They have Matt Chapman and Marcus Semien.
What?
Like, nothing else after that. Maybe Matt Olson, but
what are you smoking? Yeah. Their offense. You can compare their offense to the Astros.
Cole,
I'm kidding. I'm not kidding.
In the AL West goes against bums.
I agree with Steven.
And I can't really base something off this, but Garrett Cole did not have a really good spring training. So
with the Yankees,
yeah, but I don't know if you can say it.
Ohtani had a terrible.
No, I know.
And Peter Borges had a beast spring season, and then batted .084 at the beginning of this year.
I didn't know if it was. I just said I didn't know if it was useful or not. Okay, number 8. No one had this. I'm pretty sure no one has. I have Freddie Freeman. I've done fantasy baseball for 3 years. This is my 4th year, and every year, including this year, I've had Freddie Freeman, the purest hitter, I think, in baseball, because
he's
our coach would show like videos of him taking BP. This man,
Appa
the entire time. He doesn't pull ball. And yes, people play a shift on him, but this man, I don't know. There's just something about him. Great attitude on and off the field. Nice,
he's just
guy.
Consistent. Yeah.
Guaranteed 300 hitter almost.
Yeah.
And he'll hit 25 home runs. I just love him as a player. Also,
his kid is adorable too.
Okay. Also, the Braves are my second favorite team after the Angels. And then number 7, I have his teammate. I have Ronald Acuna. I love Ronald Acuna. Mike Trout. He's gonna be the next Mike Trout. 5-tool player. He can hit for power, for average. He has speed.
Stolen bases.
His defense is a little, could improve a little, but he still has a stellar arm. Like, that Braves team is going to be very scary. That NL East division is just going to be very scary for the next 3-4 years. Number 6, I have Alex Bregman. I put him pretty high because trash cans are not this man's stellar. Jesus said WAR was 9. He had the second highest WAR in the league after Cody Bellinger. I really like Bregman too. Also he has I think he has a pretty good attitude on and off the field. Great guy. He has pretty good defense. And, for his size, he mashes tanks. But, one thing I really like about him is the last home run derby he was in. there was like this little interview about hitting 440. He's like, I don't know if I don't know if I'm going to hit that, but I'm just out here having fun. I just really like him as a player. I don't care. Yes, I was kind of mad about the trash cans. I still think the Astros are the best team in the AL West, possibly the American League. Number 5, no one had this player, and I'm very surprised. Max Scherzer. Like, okay, guy, I don't know what you guys are thinking. Max Scherzer, I put him as the second best pitcher in the league. I've had Max Scherzer twice on my fantasy team, and this guy, Garrett Cole did it last year, but Max Scherzer, for his career, is almost a guaranteed quality start almost every outing. This man his ERA might be like almost 3, but his whip is almost for the last 3 years has been below 1. This man his stuff is ridiculous. He pitches for power, and like we were talking about in the basketball topic, he plays every game like a game 7. He'll pitch every game like a game 7. He'll go 110 pitches and come out the next inning. He's just a
Mike Trout said he was the toughest at bat of his career.
Number 5, Jacob DeGrom.
It's the toughest guy to face.
I'm going to say it again about fantasy. He was on my team last year. Jacob DeGrom is...
Oh, my God. Is this Steven's top 10 fantasy list, or is it actually MLB players?
Jacob DeGrom is so consistent.
Yeah, I know. I love Jacob DeGrom.
The Astros or the Yankees or something like that, this man would put up historical numbers based on like wins with his ERA.
Wins, yeah.
Because that offense was horrible the last 2 years, but he's still like a great pitcher. I still think Max Scherzer, if he didn't get hurt, would have won Cy Young, but he did. But still, it's DeGrom. Like, it's not like he didn't really deserve it. Number 3,
yeah, I know.
I put Christian Yelich below Cody Bellinger, and the reason is Cody Bellinger's only played 3 years, but has been consistent in all 3 years. And Christian Yelich only became like this stellar player when he went to the Brewers. Yes, he's been a really good player, and he's still in our top 5. I just don't like him. No. I'm going to retract that. I like him, but I just don't think he's been consistent enough to be the number 2 player in the league. And then number 2, I have Cody Bellinger, 5-tool player. His speed's underrated. He's like the fastest, tied with Kevin Kiermaier for the fastest in the league. But his defense is really good. His arm is amazing. He can hit for power and average. He had a little drop-off last year, but he's still a stellar player. And then number 1, Mike Trout. No argument there. Best player in the league. It's a huge difference between him and Bellinger, in my opinion. Like, Bellinger's not close to Trout.
All right. It's my turn. All right. Number 10, and I'm going to start this off by saying this is not a bias. I truly believe this, and not because I need Japanese representation.
Japanese!
Number 10, Shohei Ohtani. You cannot discredit this dude. You cannot name another player. You cannot name another player who has both the starting pitching impact and a bat impact on a team. They're saying Ohtani is going to be the ace of this new Angels pitching rotation.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And
this
guy's
take a lot of skill to become the ace for the Angels.
Well, I granted that, but this guy throws 97 plus, has a nasty splitter, and can throw the Darvish hook. So I don't know. That's pretty. And then this guy also can hit home runs. I mean, even when he had Tommy John this year, Ohtani was still the number 3, number 4 batter for the Angels. You can't discredit it. You can't discredit.
He has so much pop. He has crazy opposite field power.
Yeah, all of his home runs were oppo. I think
and they carry. They're not wall scrapers. Like
I think he gets jammed, and they think that thing goes. I'm like, oh my goodness. Number 9, I got Anthony Rendon. And the only reason for this is consistency. When I think of consistent hitting, I think Rendon is up there on my list. And him coming to the Angels was a surprise to me, but I'm not complaining about the move. I think he's going to do good things for the Angels, hopefully, if we can get our pitching down. Number 8, Nolan Arenado. I'm going to go on a limb and say he's the most underrated player in the MLB. I think he flies way under the radar and should be credited. I think just is because the Rockies are just not that great of a team. But I believe this man deserves more credit for the skill he has, both his power and his fielding. We all see the Arenado highlights, and I don't really understand why he doesn't get more attention when he clearly deserves it. Number 7, Jarrett Cole. Undoubtedly one of the best pitchers. Number 7, I have Garrett Cole. I think he needs to be acknowledged for his pitching. He did great things for the Astros. I think he was arguably the most consistent for them in the playoffs, and trash cans or not, pitching was great for the Astros for the most part, and I think that it rests on Garrett Cole's shoulders. Number 6, I usually had Max Scherzer in the position. To me, Max Scherzer is a close top 10. He'd be my number 11. But I put Ronald Acuna Jr. at number 6. In his 2 seasons, I don't think there's been someone with as much talent.
He had a better year than Mike Trout.
As Acuna Jr., yeah. And the thing I like about Acuna Jr. is his flair. I don't correct me if I'm wrong, but he knows he's good and he shows it, but he's not a show off. Like, he's one of those players that you want to love, and he's always exciting and electrifying to watch. And I can't wait to see what the Braves do, because they've been a shocker to me in the past couple seasons, and a good shocker. Number 5, I switched my 3 and 5. I put Mookie Betts. He deserves to be on this list, but I just, he's a good player. Yeah. He's a solid player. He did great things for the Red Sox, and I expect nothing less for the Dodgers, even though I no me gusta los Dodgers. But his impact on the Red Sox cannot go unnoticed as the right fielder, and his play style is great. But number 4, Jacob deGrom beats Mookie Betts, and Jacob deGrom to me is the best pitcher. I don't think that goes without doubt. Having 100-mile-an-hour fastball and having a 92-mile-an-hour slider, that's ridiculous. Like, those pitches look like fastball, and yet they cut in different directions. It's ridiculous. Too. Yeah. Having won the Cy Young with the stats he had, I think is a testament, because people know that it's just because of the team he was on that his stats didn't line up with his pitching talent. And like Steven said, the fact that the Mets are trending up is great for him, and I expect great numbers from him. Number 2, number 3 are super close, but Cody Bellinger is number 3. He undoubtedly a great player for the Dodgers. I would go to lengths to argue that he might be the Mike Trout of the Dodgers, but take that with a grain of salt, because Mike Trout is undoubtedly the best player. But this guy, the effect he's had for the Dodgers is huge, and I like his personality. He's super chill, super laid back, like the California swag. Number 2 is Christian Yelich. I don't know. There's just something about Yelich that what's not to like about him. He plays the game with passion, but he plays the game right, and his swing, he just is so pure. He can hit. He's proven he can hit to all fields, and he doesn't lift as much. He loves to hit line drives, and I think that's a philosophy that a lot of young players should emulate. Yeah, that's something I try to do too. But number 1, undoubtedly, Mike Trout. There's nothing needs to be said here. Just nothing.
I think Bellinger has the best swing in baseball. I don't know.
Yeah, the prettiest swing. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, just the prettiest swing. I agree, Bellinger, but because consistent swing, Yelich.
Okay.
All right. So for my top 10, I'm gonna name 3 players that could have been on this list, and that's Scherzer, Bregman, and Shohei. But I'm not going to go into much detail because those were already talked about in the other lists. Number 10, I got Anthony Rendon. He is the number 2 most underrated player in baseball. You'll know what's number 1 later in the list. Number 9, I got Francisco Lindor. Jesus, I love you, bro. I love you. I love how you love Francisco Lindor.
I love you too.
He's Francisco Lindor, again, like I said before, the face of Cleveland sports. He is Mr. Smile. He is I think he's the greatest shortstop in Major League Baseball. All right. He can hit from both sides of the plate. He's just everything you need in a baseball player. Great attitude.
Yeah,
number 8.
The fact that Brandon and Steven do not have him in the top 10 is a crime.
That's crazy. Number 8, I don't think he's overrated. I think he's still a good player, but he's slightly overrated. Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole, when he was with Pittsburgh, he wasn't considered a great pitcher. He came over to Houston and all of a sudden just started pitching well. I think
it's a pitching coach.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Verlander started pitching well with them. Greinke was decent.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine DeGrom to go to the
Oh boy,
with their special. I don't know what they do. Like it's like I don't know. Like,
trash cans.
I think I bet it's just the mentality they have that you go there, you just
you're gonna become a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
continue.
I think it's going to be hard for him in New York. I don't think he's going to pitch well in New York. Number 7,
Gotham.
the most underrated player in baseball, Nolan Arenado. He's the best third baseman in the major leagues. Coors effect. That's BS. I don't think that's a real thing. He is undoubtedly the best defensive third baseman. Maybe even the best defensive infielder. Like straight up. He's so good. I think he's won like 4 platinum gloves, like 7 gold gloves. I don't know. He's crazy. Number 6, I got Mookie Betts. Mookie the Cookie Betts. Him going to the Los Dodgers. I don't know about that. Dodgers are going to be good with him.
Arenado was a 7-time gold glove and 3-time platinum.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But Mookie
and platinum, for those who don't know, is the best like fielder in the entire league.
Mm-hmm.
Like not just a gold glove at one position. So
Mookie Betts, he played for the Red Sox. He's a superstar. Everyone knows it. Yeah. Number 5, Jacob deGrom is gross. He's gross. Just like I think it was Jesus who was talking about it. 100 mile an hour fastball, 92 mile an hour slider.
I said that.
Oh, Brandon said that. But that's gross. Gross. Number 4, I got Acuna. He's very high, I think, compared to a lot of what you guys put. Jesus didn't even have him on his list. I don't know what that's about. But Ronald Acuna is the future of baseball. In the next 10 years, you're going to see him on Sports Illustrated covers. You're going to see him all over ESPN. He is, I think, the closest we're going to get to seeing another Mike Trout in the league. Number 3.
Michael Trout.
Number 3, I got Cody B. Make the fans scream.
Oh boy.
It's Magunsky.
Shout out Magunsky. Cody B. He's just an amazing player. He plays so well in LA. I think that's the perfect place for him.
Yeah.
The Hollywood spotlight.
Yeah,
he's been in the moment his entire life. Like, he played in the Little League World Series. Now he's in a huge market team. Like,
he's got I don't know if he's got the best swing in baseball. I think that's Mike Trout, but he's got a beautiful stroke. He's got a nice stroke.
Lefty swings are different. I don't know what about him. Lefty swings just
you guys were
natural.
Lefties.
Brandon,
number two. This guy, I loved him when he played in Miami. In fact, I thought he was a great player. And then when he got traded to the Brewers, he just outperformed everyone, in my opinion. But yeah, Christian Yelich, I don't think he looks anything like Pete Davidson. I don't know why people.
Yes, he does. He does.
He doesn't look anything like Pete Davidson.
He does. Okay.
Number 1,
Mike Trout.
David Fletch. Just kidding.
I will say I saw David Fletch on number 10 of Chelly's list.
Number one.
Chelly does think Fletcher is good.
Number 1, I got
Ike Misuhara last year.
I know. I got that question wrong on the Angels.
Excuse me.
I got Reggie Willis.
That was my second guess.
I got the Erstad one right.
I was guessing on the other ones, but I thought I got but Fletcher was my second guess.
Okay, I have a question about your guys' list. So Shelly and Brandon explained it, but Jesus really didn't. Why don't any of you guys have Scherzer on your list?
I would like to talk about this.
Okay.
I
had already.
Okay.
So Shelly.
Oh, okay, me?
Yeah.
Look, he's reaching like the tail end of his career. He's not going to be around for much longer.
LeBron was our top players.
Exactly.
Because this isn't about the future.
He's ageless. Right now. He is literally ageless. You can't compare LeBron to Max Scherzer. That's like
Scherzer's gotten better every year.
No. Okay, look. Let's compare 2018 to 2019.
No, sure.
2018, Scherzer was 18-7 with a 2.53 ERA. 2019, he was 11-7 with a 2.92 ERA.
Look at his whip. He just gives up home runs. That's why he's like Verlander. Kind of high ERA.
This is the lowest amount of wins he's gotten since 2009 when he played for the D-backs. Like, that's crazy. 11. He
That's
had
still
11
a lot of
wins.
wins, Shelly.
Well, it's not as good as what you say
He's a
he
winner.
is.
It's because he got hurt. That's why it was the low win. He got hurt.
I don't see it. I don't see him in the top 10. Maybe like a couple years ago, I'd see him in the top 10, but not now.
Oh yeah, definitely. If this was 2017, he'd be in the top 5. But
he was gonna win. He was not MVP. He was gonna win the Cy Young last year if it wasn't for his injury.
He's turning 35, and that injury is scary. Like his back, like because of his arm motion too. Like
his neck, yeah,
his neck. But the reason I didn't have him in the top 10 was because he's turning 35. He already has a lot of miles on his arm. He came back. He came from a long postseason. Like this was a long postseason, starting with the wild card. They played the wild card, and I don't know. I don't think he's the top 10 pitcher. My bad. But he's just not a top 10 player.
I don't think you could say the things about like injuries being scary because then look at Mike Trout. He's never played a full season because of injuries. Like he's always got an injury.
Okay, that's different.
Okay,
that's different though.
What happens when Mike Trout plays later and those injuries come back to haunt him? You don't know. That's why Max Scherzer. What did I put him at? 6, 5. Max Scherzer is in the top
6
5.
is too high.
But he's a 5. I put him at 5.
I'd have Cole. I'd have Cole over Scherzer.
No way.
Debate. Like
Billy said,
maybe Scherzer in the 10.
1 or 2 good years. Or I don't. Did he play with the Astros?
Okay, then what? Okay, then if you open up this debate, why don't we have Kershaw in the top 10? Kershaw's younger than Scherzer. Kershaw has. Yes,
it's how you play. I feel like then why is LeBron for basketball?
Because he's
Garrett
a goal.
Garrett Cole, he pitched 2 years in Houston.
Yeah.
He started his career in 2013 with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He played.
Okay, he was trash with the Pirates.
5 years for the Pirates.
No, he had a couple good years.
He did have good years. He had years where he went 19-8. He had a year where he went,
which is amazing. Winning 19 games is almost like impossible in our game today.
Yeah, but his 2015 year in Pittsburgh was by far, I think that was his best year, personally.
Okay, so Brandon, why is the Scherzer in your top 10?
I'm just kidding. The 2019.
Those are my questions for all of you guys. It's the same question. Why isn't Scherzer in your top 10?
He's not that good, man.
You said he's number 11.
No,
what?
I said he was narrowly out of the top 10. I didn't say
his numbers. His numbers are gonna go higher this year if they implement a DH in the NL. Guarantee you. Every NL pitcher.
That's just gonna be for this year.
No, it might be. They might bring it up in the new CBA too. They might bring it up in the new CBA.
These are the we'll get that. Worry about.
We'll get that
offensive stuff.
Okay. I have a question for Jesus. Why isn't Ronald Acuna in your list? I think he's the best.
Yeah, I just valued more experience. I mean, I messed up there. I feel like I put him in there instead of Rendon, honestly.
Wow. Okay.
Rendon.
Yeah, I'd have Acuna there instead of Rendon, but I feel like the other players they're just established. Acuna's still young, up and coming. Soto too. Like Soto's right there too. If it was my 11, 12, and 13, my 11 would be Acuna, my 12 would be Scherzer, my 13 would be Soto. Like they're so close. But I just valued experience. That's why I had Lindor in there. That's why I had and Rendon. But yeah, it's a crime. Acuna finished in the top 3 of NL MVP voting last year, and that technically means he was a top 6 player last year.
Lastly, before we move on to news with the MLB, me and Jesus had Francisco Lindor. I don't know what y'all are thinking. Why is Francisco Lindor not in your top 10?
He's such a he's a valuable player.
He's such a gamer.
I'll be honest. It didn't come to mind. So if it didn't come to mind, then it wasn't in my top 10.
Same with me. When I think of top 10 players in the league, Francisco's like maybe outside the top 15. I don't know.
No, I agree he's good, but it didn't It didn't jump out to me a name, so that's why he's not on my list. And on the Scherzer topic, Steven, I will admit I think I messed up there. I should have left him in. Honestly, hearing your guys' opinions.
Instead of Shohei Origami?
No. Otani's still there. No, I would have probably moved. I would have put Scherzer my 7. I would have had if I could put a tie, I would put Cole and a tie with Rendon. Honestly, that's really hard. I think Cole still deserves to be in the top 10, but I agree I messed up and should have put Scherzer above Cole.
The reason I didn't put Lindor in is, but for one, I just don't think of him as a top. Like when I was making this, he didn't come close to my mind.
You mean because you haven't had him on your fantasy team?
That's a good one. I'll give you that one. I was looking up his stats, and he's never been in the top 3 of MVP. He's never been a finalist. And yeah, you could argue that AL hitting is just better than NL hitting because hitters normally get MVP, not pitchers. But also, I don't know. I felt like ever since, the 2016 year when literally everyone on the Indians were playing well, I think since then he had a drop off. Though in the last 2 years he hit 38 home runs and 32. I don't think you could base it purely off home runs just because of our game today. Like home runs, you can't base someone's skills just off the juice. Yeah, it's just. I don't think it's just the juice. I think it's just how fast pitchers throw. It's like you look at Lindor. Yeah. You look at Lindor, that guy should not, him and Bregman, those guys should not be able to hit 30 home runs in a season, and yet they do. I think it's just because how fast the balls are be thrown and maybe how tight they're stitched. I just think ever since the 2016 year, he's had a drop off. His defense is still elite. Like he is incredible with the defense. I think, him being Mr. Smile, like he has a potential to be the face of baseball, besides like Mike Trout or something. I don't know. I don't think he does enough for his team to put him in the top 10 because, the Indians just didn't do that well last year. Because we're talking about current.
All right.
Okay, another question I have for you guys. If you guys were to revise it, would you include Ohtani in your top 10?
Yes.
I might, actually. I don't know.
The only reason I didn't put it, I thought about him. Not the experience,
because of consistency.
But just because when you think of take switch hitting, Lindor's a great switch hitting hitter, but the reason switch hitters normally don't hit too much, hit super well, is because in batting practice, they only get half the time because they have to hit from both sides.
Yeah.
For Ohtani, he only pitched half the time and hit half the time. And yes, he was pretty good at both. He was really good at both. The limited games played and coupled with, the injury to his arm, I think Osmus made a terrible decision putting him keeping him in with the game against the Astros. I think that was purely for publicity because
because it was a Sunday night baseball game.
Yeah, I don't know.
Literally the only reason why.
I think after next year he would be in my top 10 because you shouldn't be able to hit a ball 440 feet and throw a ball 99 miles per hour.
He's hit triple digits.
I might have.
Okay, but I'm consistently 99.
Yeah,
I might have taken out maybe Garrett Cole and put Shohei Ohtani in that spot. And I'd move up Lindor and Anthony Rendon 1, and then put Ohtani at 10. But that's only if Garrett Cole doesn't live up to his expectations as a Yankee. I think last year with the Houston Astros, of course, people are really looking for him to have. How many years was his contract? It was 10 years or something? 7 years?
I don't remember.
5 or 6, something like that.
Oh, okay. Yankee fans are looking for Cole to have 5, 6, 7 more years of that dominance, and I don't think they're gonna get that out of Garrett Cole.
They'll get 4 more years.
The Red Sox are legit. The Blue Jays are
the Rays.
The Orioles suck. Suck for the next.
No, but then again, but the Orioles play in a hitter-friendly ballpark. Yep. These ballparks are gonna wear them out. These teams are gonna wear them out eventually.
I mean, I would put Ohtani maybe next year, but right now, I don't see anyone in my list that I would take out of the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like switching around maybe the order, but I wouldn't take any of the guys I have out of the top 10.
All right.
The person I would take out is probably Rendon and put in either Scherzer, probably.
Thank you.
What was I gonna say? So Brandon, just to leave you guys at this, Brandon's top 10 has 3 Angel players, and will still find a way to miss the playoffs.
Yep.
Okay.
And we still can't make the playoffs.
Well, you can't argue that Rendon is an Angel player because he hasn't played like a regular season game yet. So I'd argue I have 2 Angel players. So and we don't know the impact yet because we haven't made a team. But yes,
true.
I see your point. But that goes to show you that you can't just have superstars on your team. You need to have a good core, and
you have to have a well-rounded team.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I'm gonna end this with
the hot takes.
Yeah.
The hot takes.
Yeah,
hot takes and then outro.
Less because I'm kind of.
All right.
Oh, he said they're
not. Nope. The Cardinals are. I don't care. I said they were boring. They're still good. The Brewers are. A lot of people are underestimating how well they'll do this year, which I think the Brewers will finish like 3rd, but the Reds will finish in 4th place. The Pirates will finish at the bottom because they suck right now. The Cubs are just the Cubs. They just win important games. They steal away games that you might think won't matter, but they will. I don't care who the Reds add. They don't have the mentality to make the playoffs. They don't have, and it's a weird reason. They don't have the fan support. Their fans suck at their field, even though their field's beautiful. That's my hot take. They ain't making the playoffs. They're going to finish 4th in the division.
Okay, my hot take is, okay, this is based off a specific number of things have to happen. So mine, I was looking at the NBA Western Conference standings, and if the NBA were to resume and go straight into playoffs, like keep the standings the same, the Oklahoma City Thunder would play the Utah Jazz. And my hot take is OKC would at least be in the 2nd round. I would see there is no way they'll lose to the Jazz.
Are they lower seeded than the Jazz? Like what?
Yeah, they're 5. Yeah, they're 5 seed, and the Jazz are 4 seed. I just even before all this, I saw the Thunder making the 2nd round. CP3 has been phenomenal with the Thunder. He's made everyone else around him better. And they have a formidable roster. They have Gallinari, they have Steven Nash, they have Shai, they have Dennis Schroeder off the bench. Like that team, even without injuries, or like if they were to play the Rockets, I'd take the Thunder over the Rockets too, and that's highly debatable too. But yeah, that's my hot take, that OKC wins a playoff series without Russell Westbrook.
I'm going to piggyback off Jesus because I was going to go on the same tangent, because I do believe the NBA will get back at some point. I do believe that there will be a playoffs, and if the playoffs are to be played with the standings that are currently on the NBA website, anything is on the table because everyone is coming back fresh
at the same time.
I'm going to say a non-top 3 seed from either conference wins. I think a 4 seed or below in either conference. I would say the Western Conference more likely.
Conference?
No, wins the finals. I would put either the Jazz or the Thunder winning the finals.
Wow.
Whoa.
All right.
I don't know. I think for the Jazz, there's just too much. They say they're going to be professional. There's just too much.
Dude, and hey, you guys forgot Bogdanovich had season-ending surgery. He's gone. He's gone for the year.
So, my hot take. Everyone's done their hot takes, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, we're going to bring in a sport that we have not talked about yet. I don't think we've talked about this over all 4 episodes. It's not esports, boys. It's hockey.
Oh,
I'm talking hockey.
Okay, I got you, Shell.
All right. So, I think that when Connor McDavid ends his career, he is.
Oh, I know who that guy is.
he's potentially going to be a top 20 player of all time.
I agree with that.
No doubt. Yeah,
I actually know who that is. That guy's
he's 23, mind you, and he's already known as kind of like the best in the world, I think. He's going to be top 20, maybe top 10 player of all time. Connor McDavid is that good. He's that good.
I've heard about that guy. He's good.
No, I don't doubt that at all, Shelly. At all.
All right. Well, I guess that's going to do it for today, folks. Check out our socials. We got socials on Insta, Twitter, and YouTube.
Subscribe to YouTube.
Us out. Subscribe. Another thing. We've got
the subscribe
our podcast on 6 platforms. We got it on Spotify, Radio Public, Breaker, Pocket Casts, I think 2 more, Google Podcasts, and then Anchor. We've got it on 6 different platforms.
Check them out.
So check them out over there. We release our episodes a day early on those platforms. So I think if you guys watch it, if you guys like watching it, watch it on there. That's where we're going to be releasing it first. We'll release the YouTube video a day after. But yes, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Comment your top 10s in the comments below on YouTube. Take them dubs, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye, guys.